Have you ever wondered why some people seem to be constantly productive while others struggle to accomplish the simplest tasks? This question may have crossed your mind as you've watched colleagues, friends, or even strangers seemingly breeze through their to-do lists, while you might be wrestling with your own pile of tasks. Welcome to the paradox of laziness and productivity. The two concepts seem contradictory, but they are deeply interconnected. Let's dive in and find out how. Laziness, contrary to popular belief, is not a character flaw, it's a mental barrier. It's that voice in your head that whispers, "Do it later," or "You don't have to do it now." It's the hesitation before starting a task, the delay that grows into procrastination, and the procrastination that morphs into inertia. On the other side of the coin, we have productivity. The people who seemingly have it in abundance aren't superheroes or born with an extra dose of motivation. They've simply found ways to silence that whispering voice of laziness. They've learned to recognize it, confront it, and ultimately, overcome it. You see, productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what's necessary effectively and efficiently. It's about managing your energy, your time, and your focus. It's about prioritizing and executing tasks based on their importance and urgency, not their convenience or ease. Now, does this mean the naturally lazy are doomed to a life of struggle and unfulfilled potential? Absolutely not. Laziness is not a life sentence, it's a mental state, and like all mental states, it can be changed. It's possible to train your brain, to form new habits, to replace the voice of laziness with the voice of action. The key lies in understanding the nature of laziness, its triggers, and its effects. It's about recognizing that laziness is not a reflection of who you are, but rather, a habit that you formed. Productivity isn't a trait that some are born with and others aren't. It's a skill that can be learned, and it starts with understanding and overcoming laziness. So let's embark on this journey together, breaking down the barriers of laziness and unlocking the power of productivity. Imagine a brilliant inventor with a mind full of innovative ideas, yet plagued by laziness. In a world where potential is limitless and dreams are only a thought away, exists a man of extraordinary intellect. Picture this: an inventor who could revolutionize the world with his groundbreaking ideas. He's the kind of man who could create machines that could change the course of human history, or design systems that could solve some of the world's greatest problems. But there is a hitch. He is caught in the grip of an unyielding laziness. This man, our lazy genius, is like a gold mine that has never been tapped. He's a treasure chest filled with priceless jewels, but the lid remains firmly closed. Despite being a fountain of ideas, he is trapped within the confines of his own lethargy. His thoughts, his ideas, his potential, all remain dormant, unrealized, like seeds that never get the chance to sprout. Laziness, like a ruthless jailer, holds him captive. It robs him of his time, his energy, and his motivation. It is a constant, looming shadow that hinders his progress, stifling the brilliance within him. His laziness is like a heavy chain, anchoring him to a world of unfulfilled dreams and missed opportunities. The tragedy here isn't just the untapped potential or the unfulfilled dreams, it's the impact on the world that will never feel the ripple effect of his genius. The inventions that could have been, the solutions that could have been found, the lives that could have been changed, all are casualties of this man's laziness. It's a tale as old as time, the battle between potential and laziness. It's a struggle that many of us face in varying degrees every single day. It's the story of what could be and what is. It's the story of a world that could be a better place if only we could conquer our laziness. Despite his genius, our inventor is held back by his own laziness. But what if he could overcome it? To overcome laziness, we first need to understand its roots in our psychology. Let's dive into the depths of our minds and examine the psychological aspects of laziness. It's not just about being a couch potato or procrastinating on a task. No, it's much more complex than that. Laziness at its core is often a byproduct of deeper psychological issues. One such issue is the fear of failure. We fear failure so much that it paralyzes us, making us avoid tasks that we perceive as difficult. We think, if I don't start, I can't fail, and so we choose to do nothing. This fear, deeply ingrained in our psyche, can make us reluctant to venture out of our comfort zones, leading us towards the path of laziness. Then, there's the lack of motivation. Motivation is the fuel that drives us to act, to strive, and to achieve. It's like the spark that ignites the engine of action. Yet, when this spark is missing, our engine remains idle, leading to inaction, or you guessed it, laziness. A lack of motivation can stem from various factors like feeling overwhelmed, feeling under-challenged, or simply not finding the task meaningful or interesting. Finally, let's talk about the lack of discipline. Discipline is the sturdy bridge that connects our goals with our actions. It's the force that keeps us on track, ensuring we stay committed to our tasks and goals. However, when discipline is missing, we easily stray from our path, become inconsistent, and yes, become lazy. Lack of discipline can be a result of poor habits, lack of self-control, or a lack of understanding about the importance of discipline in achieving our goals. So, you see, laziness isn't just about lounging around and avoiding work. It's a complex web woven from threads of fear, lack of motivation, and lack of discipline. By understanding these psychological roots of laziness, we can start to devise strategies to combat it. After all, to defeat an enemy, we must first understand them. The same applies to overcoming laziness. So, let's gear up, delve deep into our psyche, and prepare to wage a war against laziness. By understanding the psychological roots of laziness, we can start to devise strategies to combat it. Now that we understand laziness, let's explore some strategies to overcome it. Firstly, setting clear goals is paramount. Goals give us a sense of direction, a roadmap to navigate through the fog of laziness. It's like having a compass in an uncharted territory. However, it's not enough to just set goals. They need to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. A vague goal is just as ineffective as not having one at all. Next, break down your tasks into manageable parts. Imagine standing at the foot of a mountain. The summit seems unreachable, but if you break down the journey into smaller steps, each one becomes a mini victory, making the overall task less daunting. This strategy is often referred to as chunking. The beauty of chunking is that it not only makes a task manageable but also provides a sense of accomplishment with each completed chunk, motivating you to carry on. Now let's talk about rewarding progress. Rewards are the carrots that lure us towards our goals. They provide a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. However, it's important to choose rewards that are healthy and contribute to your overall well-being, rather than those that offer short-term pleasure but long-term detriment. On to the next strategy, consistency. Consistency is the glue that holds all these strategies together. It's like the rhythm of a well-played symphony, the steady beat that keeps the music flowing. Without consistency, all efforts towards overcoming laziness can quickly unravel. Lastly, discipline. Discipline is the backbone of any endeavor. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline, in essence, is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Remember, overcoming laziness is not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about making small, consistent changes over time. It's about transforming laziness into a bridge, not a barrier, towards your goals. With these strategies in hand, our lazy genius can start to make progress towards his goals. Imagine now our inventor free from the shackles of laziness, thriving in his productivity. Picture him, brimming with energy, ideas flowing, and his hands busy creating what was once only a dream in his mind. Let's revisit our lazy genius. Once his days were filled with unfulfilled promises and wasted hours. His intelligence was obscured by the heavy fog of laziness. But now he's undergone a transformation. He has conquered his laziness, sparking a revolution within himself. His genius is no longer hidden away, it's now out in the open for all to see and appreciate. Productivity, you see, is more than just ticking off tasks on a to-do list. It's about creating value. It's about bringing your unique gifts to the world. Our inventor, once shackled by laziness, is now a beacon of productivity. He's no longer just dreaming, he's doing, he's creating, he's innovating. The potential within him, which was once locked away, is now set free. It's like a dam that's been opened. The water, once stagnant, is now rushing forth, powering turbines, bringing life to barren lands. That's what overcoming laziness can do. It can open up reservoirs of potential within you that you didn't even know existed. Productivity is a force. It's energy. It's momentum. It's the wind beneath your wings that propels you forward. It's the spark that ignites the fire of innovation. It's the key that unlocks the door to success. Our inventor's story serves as a testament to the transformative power of productivity. It's a story of redemption, of potential realized, of dreams brought to life. It's a story that reminds us that productivity is not just about doing more, but about being more. About being the best version of ourselves. By killing his laziness, our genius has unlocked his true potential. And so can you. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to break free from the shackles of laziness and embrace the power of productivity. It's within your reach, all you have to do is grab it. Let's recap what we've learned about laziness and productivity. we've unraveled the paradox that laziness doesn't necessarily mean unproductivity. There exists the concept of the lazy genius, an individual who is relaxed yet productive, proving that these two states can coexist. We dove deep into the psychology of laziness, understanding that it's often rooted in fear, lack of motivation, or even mental exhaustion. But we also discovered that it's not a permanent state. With the right strategies, we can overcome laziness. We explored various methods such as setting achievable goals, breaking tasks into manageable chunks, and rewarding ourselves for accomplishments. These strategies can help us transform from being stuck in laziness to becoming powerfully productive. And finally, we appreciated the power of productivity, the satisfaction of accomplishing tasks, and the joy of making progress. Remember, killing laziness isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. And the first step is understanding that laziness is a barrier that can be overcome. So, what will you do with your newfound productivity?